Obviously, we're not in the Commonwealth cabin. And when I was a teacher and I married my wife, she said, I want a few kids and 1 beach trip a year. I said, okay, I can do that. Well, that's turned into 2. So this is what's sold while we're gone. We're gonna answer some questions that you guys sent us as well today. This isn't a big one, but it's one of my favorites that I'm just not selling anymore. The Jack LaLanne Juicer Crescent Tool, $6.26 plus shipping. Question from David here. He says, in the past you've commented that when listing on eBay you don't pay much attention to the item specific section. True. Do you think that with the advent of AI searching it will become more important? Will it be something AI looks at? The short answer is yes. And yes, I think it is going to become more important. Not the end all be all, but definitely more important. Sold a portable DVD player. I just mentioned a couple weeks ago that these are selling a little better than they have in the past. Still not amazing, but if I can pick them up for a couple of bucks, this one was in the box. $24.95 plus shipping. Question from Aaron. He says, what sale price do you start out with on items that have been sitting around for a while? I just go directly from full price to 30% off after about 200 days. Now that's not right for everybody, but that's what I do. Sold a Lego Star Wars Mandalorian and Child, new in the package. This one sold for $15.95 plus shipping. I'll do the next question here because it was about this. And the question came up, I've lost it on the screen. I don't know who it came from. No, I did not buy this. I did not. I thought it would be a fun post though. I'd love to have one, but I just, I don't know. Too many bad reviews from folks about repairs and stuff like that. I may get something like this in the near future, but it probably won't be a Mercedes. I actually just rented it for this trip. Sold the International Treasure Easter Egg Ornament Collection. I bought that on a sale on the Picker channel not too long ago. That one sold for 80 bucks. I paid 25, 80 bucks plus shipping. All right, I got my little buddy Mackie here, and I've got a question for you, Mackie. They want to know what kind of camera I use to film. Do you know what it is?
GoPro Hero Back 9.
You got it. I'm gonna have to pay you for this appearance. Thank you. That's why we got the van. We had 9 of us down here. I'm like, I don't want to pay for all these plane tickets. We're getting the van. Long trip though. Any rate, Disney, Hercules, Tarzan, Hunchback of Notre Dame, Blu-rays, all 3 of them sold for $24.95 plus shipping. I paid $1 a piece, so 3 into 25 bucks. Not bad. I have a question from Greg, but I'm just gonna tell you right now, Greg, I'm gonna answer it at the end of this video, not right here, because there's a lot of people that don't wanna hear anything about AI and don't wanna hear me say this, so I'll just put it at the end of the video. He wants to know what I think is the best AI lister for people to use. And I have been thinking about this and doing a lot of things for a long time. I'm gonna give you an answer for it, but we'll put it at the end of the video. I sold a Klein tool pouch. Been selling these for a long time. They've been going okay, $24.50 plus shipping. Question from John, he says, how does a history teacher like yourself not enjoy selling ephemera? It's not bad, I don't hate it. But I'm not an American history guy. I like American history, but my expertise and my love is on ancient history, ancient philosophy, and ancient religion. And so there's not much ephemera from back then. And if you can find it, it's probably worth a fortune. All right, I see everybody's cleaning up. So as soon as I go in that door, I'm gonna get put to work. So I'll do one more here really quick, and then we'll come back and join you in a few more minutes. It will seem like seconds to you. Let's see, 2 hats here. Sold a Houston Texans hat for $12.50. $12.57 plus shipping, and a Masters golf hat. This is an American Needle one, and that one sold for $34.95 plus shipping. All right, I helped pack up, so you can't yell at me. Just my wife. Linda, you asked so many questions I could do a video on this, but I'm just gonna pick your last one. How long did it take for your sales to even out after you unlisted everything and started over? This has been, she's been 2 years now at this point, I think, something like that. That's a great question. Not very long. You would be shocked, because once you delist things, they're in drafts and you can just go and tweak them and put them all back in there after you check inventory. I'll tell you what, I would say within 10 days. And honestly, that was due to the fact that newer listings, which those appear as, sell much quicker, and you can make those adjustments to price, and that's why it did not take long. Uh-oh, I hear they're ready for dinner here. I see a question for Reagan, so see if we can get her to come down and answer this one. I sold a Kiss Alive 2 8-track, actually 2 of them, sold for $18.04 plus shipping. All right, Reagan, I got a question for you. They want to know, actually they asked me, but you can answer it. Do I pay my kids And if so, how much? So how much do I pay you?
$11 an hour.
$11 an hour. I used to pay her, well, I paid her 10 a little while ago, 7 before that. Plus you get $3, $1 to save, $1 to spend, $1 to earn for every video. So there's your answer. We're going to eat dinner. All right, Juliet has a question for you.
Okay.
Who ships more, me or you?
I used to would say me, but it's probably Jess.
30-minute wait. So here we go. Lalaloopsy doll, so for $9.07 plus shipping, and an Odyssey putter head cover, mallet head cover, sold for $14.95 plus shipping. Justin has a question. How you doing, Justin? He says, what is one thing you never want to resell again? I'll tell you what, there's very few things on that list. There's a few I can think of. One thing pops to my mind is the Nordic Track ski machine, the vintage wooden one. And that thing is heavy as heck. I love to part those out, and I'll still do that. Same thing with the, you know, Electrolux and the Rainbow vacuum cleaners. But I'm never shipping an entire Nordic Track ever again. No chance. It was heavy. It's a cool one, and it's a viewer sale. I'm sorry if I missed viewer sales. I'm only reading the ones that have comments on them. And this is a vintage Miller Studio 1967 chalkware cluster. I paid $1 for it, and it sold for $14.20 plus shipping. And that went to Sarah and Robert. Huge fans of your YouTube channel. Learned a lot from you. Love a good treasure hunt. I appreciate it. Tried to go sit in the car to finish this, but they locked it and I don't have the keys. These bugs are eating me alive, so I better go back inside. I'll finish this later. This question is from Matthew. He says, which shed is more efficient for reselling? Neither one really. They're separate. One is incoming and one is listed and shipping. So I know everybody doesn't have that luxury, but some people have a lot of space and they can do it that way. I like it this way. Yes, I know people say, why are they so far apart, whatever. Doesn't bother me. We got a little cart and we just move stuff. And it looks aesthetically nice enough for my wife not to yell at me out there. So neither, but having both is extremely efficient for me. Hey y'all, we're on our way home. We'll be home by the time you see this. So I thought I'd get a few more in here really quick. Nashville TV series DVD, season 1 through 4. That's sold for $35.95 plus shipping. I'll throw another one in here. I love selling these. I find them often. It's a slide rule. It's an old one. $59.95. I think I paid $1 for that one. All right, this question's from Auto Doc Scott. What adjustments have you made to your shipping rates since the last increases? I have made zero so far. And I usually wait a month or two after the fact. This thing's loud. So I'm probably another couple of weeks away from making adjustments. I'll go in all of my flat rate shipping. A few of them I'll leave exactly the same. The higher amounts ones, you know, $15.99, $19.99. And some of the lower ones I'll jump up by anywhere between 10 cents and $1. I came over to the dog area because I thought I could pet a dog. And I did. I got to pet one. I should have put it on camera. Oh well. A Vail CD lot sold for $22.80 plus shipping. Winnie the Pooh library book set hardcover. That set sold for $18.95 plus shipping. All right, Rod's Books and Relics says, how do you feel about the intersection of politics and reselling, and how do you think the upcoming economic slowdown will affect vintage resellers? Well, first I'd say you're making assumptions that there will be an economic slowdown. There may be, there may not be. I'll tell you what, I've been doing this a long time. I've heard these predictions, political predictions, a long time on both sides. I think we only have one thing to do. It's constantly position ourselves to do well in good economies and bad economies. And I think reselling is a business that you could do just that. I think I'm gonna add to my answer for that, but let me show you a couple more really quick. Kurt Adler, I Love Lucy ornament. That one was, I think I paid $2 for this one at a sale, sold for $14.95 plus shipping. And this one's awesome. Disney Married with Children. Mary Poppins Parrot Head Umbrella. New with tags. That one sold for $80.70 plus shipping. My addition to that question is probably this. Look, whether there's, you know, political, non-political, whatever, there's going to be ups and downs in economies, whether that's, you know, in 5 years, 2 years, 3 months, or a decade. It happens. I mean, just remember 2008. You can go back further to those other recessions. That stuff happens. So my best suggestion is, when times are good, pay off debt like crazy. Position yourself to do well when other people are struggling. That's not a negative thing. That's a positive thing for you and your family. So when you are making money and the times are good, have your business structured in such a way that a percentage of that goes to either reinvesting in your business, which everybody should be doing, and have a portion of that, if you are in some kind of debt, to get yourself out of debt, because you'll always be in a better position in bad economies with a little stockpile of cash or a big stockpile of cash. There's a lot of people who get rich during down times in the economy. So position yourself well and make the right decisions no matter what the economy looks like. I'm back behind Bucky's now. Wind's not as bad. Anyway, sold a bunch of rock cassettes, 38, well, that's 38 special. I don't know how many were in this lot. Can't see unless I click on it here. 18 cassette tapes for $40. And that had a bunch of good ones in it. So a lot of cassette tapes don't sell very well, but let me tell you, cassettes are coming back. I've been saying this for a long time, and I'm really starting to see it. When I buy them now, they go quickly if I put a good price on them. This one was bought by a viewer, Bradley. That's Crosley Field. Thank you, as always. Hi, Kevin. Saw the Molly Hatchet Blackfoot, and it brought back concert memories from my concert going days. Take care, Bradley. Bradley, thank you. All right, I peeked around the corner. I see him coming out, so I gotta hurry here. First time commenter here, Mikey from Resell. First time commenting, long time watcher here. Two-part question. Do you feel a personal enjoyment of products that weighs too heavily when purchasing at a garage sale or a thrift? That can, you know, we tend to buy things we like, right? Or do we as resellers need to be more open to learning trends, even though it's something we just can't get into? Yeah, I mean, look, there's some things I can't get into and I still buy them, but it's not my first choice. I think that's a good point. I think that's definitely, it depends on what kind of seller you are. If you're niche down, obviously it doesn't affect you because you're selling what you love. I tend to sell what I love and find other things that can make me money as well. With the unfortunate loss of the Angels head coach for the rest of the season, in my opinion, I won't read it all. He says, do the Angels have a shot to make the playoffs this year? Big fan of you, he says. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. As a coach, I would say absolutely we got a shot at making it. In reality, no, they got very little shot. We sold 5 more of those Hulkamania keychains. It might have been 6. I can't really remember. I think we may be out or really close to it. And we sold 3 more of those lots of soap, and those sold for $30 plus, or actually $30 free shipping. I haven't had enough coffee yet, and the camera's getting a little steamy here. Here we go. This question is from Linda. Do you ever use promoted listings? And if you do, what %? And do you allow offers? When do you do sale events? Okay, I've already covered that one. I don't personally do promoted listings, but that doesn't mean other people shouldn't do them. I'm on YouTube and I'm all Facebook and whatever, and so I get a certain amount of sales through that, and to me it's like I'm promoting my own items. But I'm not going to ridicule people for doing promoted listings. I just don't do it. I don't allow offers, but offers still come in anyways, and I do send offers often. Sold a Minnie Mouse and Mickey Mouse crew neck sweatshirt, $10.60 plus shipping. Julie asked, how come these new AI listing programs are only available for YouTubers? I'm not aware that that's the case, but I'll get to it at the end of the video. Sold 2 VHS to the same person, which is a little odd. And they're Animaniacs Wacko Wish with toy clamshells. 20 bucks a piece plus shipping. Michelle says, do you still list what turn out to be bad buys? I'm 4 months into this and I still make bad buys. I mostly get rid of them for what I paid for them on Facebook Marketplace. So yeah, hopefully you don't make too many bad buys after you're doing this a while, but we still do it. I still do it from time to time. And you know, if you're comping things out there in the wild, you don't do it quite as much if you don't know. But I would say if it's a really, really bad slow sell-through rate and a low price, it's just not worth it for me. I wouldn't list them at all. You can do whatever, have a garage sale, donate them. So I would say no. If it's got a decent sell-through rate and it's a low dollar item, I'd consider it, I suppose. Sold a Beacon blanket. I love selling vintage blankets that have never really been out of the package. This one has mallard ducks on it, made in the USA, and it sold for $34.95 plus shipping. Strangely enough, I also sold 2 items from back-to-back yard sales from months ago, which is a little odd. So Trail of Painted Ponies, Wildfire, Retired Ponies. Some of the painted ponies go well, some don't go so well. This one was really good, 50 bucks plus shipping. I remember they wanted, I can't remember exactly what they wanted, but some of them maybe 5 bucks. Some of them only go for 15. But this one was, I figured there'd be winners in there, so I bought them all. And then some linoleum palm grip wood carving tool set. I don't know, I guess little wood stuff for linoleum. I don't know, $28.95 plus shipping. Here's kind of a rhetorical question, important question. I don't have the answer for it, but Kenny says, how many more states are going to have the retail delivery fee charge on eBay? And whew, I'll tell you what, we've talked about this before. This is a problem. eBay should throw some money behind lobbying for this, in my opinion. Let's just call it what it is. It is a protectionist movement pushed, in my opinion, by some big corporations, but certainly by big box stores. And it's just a way to pad the politicians' pockets if they pass that stuff, because they'll be in the back pocket of some of these retailers out there. At any rate, I hate it. It should be, I mean, that's ridiculous. $1.50 per package in Illinois that they're adding onto this stuff. Sold a Five Nights at Freddy's pizza box, 3-piece pizza kit. It's got like an apron and a cutter in it, and it's sold for $46.95 plus shipping. And then Teen Wolf 2 masks, 2 of them, $12.96 plus shipping. Y'all, I am home. I feel like sitting down in that chair, but I gotta finish this video. Plus I gotta talk about what I've wanted to talk about, and I've allowed people to get out of here if they don't want to hear it, but I'm gonna say it anyways. But I still have some sales that I haven't told you about. Leonard Skinner vintage 1993 tour t-shirt. Man, I've had this one for years. That one sold for $34.95 plus shipping. I might as well just stay out here for these. Klein tool workers belt, $25.95 plus shipping. A vintage Snoopy baby rattle toy, plush rattle toy, $14.20 plus shipping. Vintage backgammon chips sold for $14.95 plus shipping. And a Nightmare Before Christmas tumbler, $14.50 plus shipping. Nasta Wild West Action vintage playset, $23.75 plus shipping. And then there was a double order here, thanks probably a viewer, so thank you. Star Wars Micro Machines Rebel Galoob set, 1996, and an E.T. Gertie necklace that sold for $19.14 plus shipping. And a Scooby-Doo keychain, $7.46. This right here, Miss Dior, is going to be given away. $1 offer over on polishandbrush.com. You have 1 day, maybe 2 left before we give that away. I guess we're not giving it away. But if you make a $1 offer over there, somebody's going to get pulled, and you're going to buy that for $1 free shipping. So, all right. The question I get more than any question over the last 2 months is about this AI stuff and the AI listers that came out, didn't come out, were delayed, just all the big mess going on. And I was I was hesitant. The one time I talked about this in the past, I lost subs over it, and I was like, well, okay. But I tell you what, this is something I think is going to be absolutely revolutionary and absolutely change some people's lives forever. That's how important I think this is. But I don't think that's true for everybody watching this channel right now. And so, you know, maybe, I don't know, maybe 1 to 10% of the people watching this channel right now are going to completely revolutionize their business in the near term and the long term. I think in the long term, many of us, most of us, are going to be using more and more of these type tools in our reselling business, and it will set us apart from other folks. All right, having said that, let's get into it. I'm even going to sit down. And I don't intend to talk about this very long. I don't want to upset people that don't want to hear it, so don't listen. But I tell you what, I think it would be malpractice, because there are some people out there, I've already started to see people literally changing their lives in a matter of weeks, and it's snowballing. So I guess I'll just speak frankly to you. For those of you who want to listen, I am the first person to be hesitant. I wish we could put the whole AI Genie back in the bottle for another 50 years. That's just my personal opinion of it. And some people won't like that. It's just me. I don't like change. I'm not a tech person at all. I hate working with computers. There's all kinds of things. But when I started to see this, I started to really process it in my mind, and I thought, you know what, this is going to change everything. It really, truly is. And it's not going to change everything where you can't do it the old school way that I do it. And it's not going to eliminate people from this, but it is going to, in my opinion, accelerate the business of people who can adapt their business to this method. And so there's been these different AI listers and stuff, and I've been following this stuff like a hawk. I've been trying to learn what I can. I hadn't adopted anything yet. Now I am. I'm going to start a process. My process will be very slow in comparison to others because I'm a slow learner and I'm not a tech guy. But you will probably see me take a chunk of my business over the next 6 months and completely incorporate Eeasier into it. And I will change the way I do things because I'm a phone lister. And right now, there's no phone app for this. It's just computer-based. And I also don't use the SKU system, and I may do that, although I'm hoping I can resist it. We'll see. Probably a dumb idea. But I'm not going to go into great detail on this. I will just say that I have seen people literally double and triple their sales who were early adopters of this. Now it's available for everybody. There is a link below. I do want to say a few things about it, just because I don't want to sell. First of all, I think this thing sells itself, if you want to know the truth. I honestly do. And I'm not a tutor on this stuff. I'm a pupil. I am watching and learning. So you're not going to see tutorials from me because you'd see me stumble and bumble over this for weeks until I've got it. Once I get it, it's going to roll. Maybe months. I don't know. I will just say this. If you're somebody who lists, 20, 30 things a month, this is not for you. This is not for you. If you're somebody who's listing 300 things a month, and you want to get to 500, 600, 800, 1,000 and, quit your job or do whatever. I'm not telling people to quit their job. This may be for you. If you're a niche down seller selling the same categories and selling volume, this is definitely for you. Those are the early adopters of this that I've seen just scale like crazy already. But in some of these different forms that I've seen, and some have come and gone already, and some may be in the works, I don't see anything comparing to this whatsoever. Nothing compares to it. Not that it's perfect. It's not. It's still in the process of getting better. I am, fortunately, because of everybody watching, being able to communicate with a lot of different people and advocating for mom and pop folks out there. And the lowest plan, for instance, right now is 1,000 listings a month. And I'm like, man, I've probably listed 1,000 things in a month before, but it's maybe been 1 month of my life. I might list as few as 200 things a month or as many as like 600 a month, depending on the month, the time of year, the year itself. And I'm like, 1,000 listings. And right now, the cost of that lowest tier plan is $70, $69.99. I have been advocating hard. That's 7 cents a listing. And if you remember, some of these early ones that came out were 50 cents a listing. And I'm like, that's just a no-go for most people. But I've seen people list 400 items in a day using this technology. And I'm like, wow, 500 items in a day, 100 it's just like, this is crazy. I thought, well, I just see so many advantages. Whether you are already listing, say, 400 or 500 things a month and you want to claw back time and not really list more, I think I would fall in that category. The time that I spend listing, it's like, can I claw that back if I master this? Man, what a huge benefit. Or do I want to scale my actual reselling business? Do I want to put this camera down on the Flipper channel and just list more? Not list more, but sell more. I guess list more because I'm listing it quicker and really learn it and those kind of things. So I've been dealing with some of this stuff. I've decided not to put the camera down. I like it too much. But I just see so much benefit for the right people. So let me say, I've already said who's really not the right people. If this is a hobby and stuff, I just, $70 a month to get 1,000 listings and you use 30 of them doesn't make any sense. I've been advocating hard to get the lower tier down to 500 listings. I actually said 300, if y'all are listening out there. 300. But at least 500. So far unsuccessful, but we'll see. I do have a code that could get you 1,000 listings your first month for $39.99. That's 4 cents a listing. And you can go over there and start the process because it won't be quick and easy. There'll be people that use it and be like, oh, this is too much trouble. the idea, the best people it is for are people who buy enough that they can list in bulk. Like, for instance, I had all those CDs. I wish I wouldn't have listed them, because that would have been a very easy thing to just list, 200-300 of them in a day. I've had other things like golf club head covers in massive quantity that you could do in these batches and just list tons, because you set these templates up. And the process of setting the template up, say for cassette tapes or CDs or for stuffed animals or Levi's or shoes or whatever it is, not Levi's, but jeans, men's t-shirts, whatever, that takes a little bit of time. But once the template is set up, it's ready to roll. And then the next batch that you have of X, Y, or Z, you just put in there, and it's like, holy moly, it's fast. I've seen these people do it. It just blows my mind. I'm like, well, I could be my old self and just stay the status quo, and I'll be just fine. Everything will be wonderful. But I really think that this could change some of you out there, some of your lives. I honestly believe that. So I'm trying to advocate for smaller plans, but right now, 1,000 listing. Honestly, it's so cheap. If you look at the other ones, that were 50 cents a listing or whatever, I honestly could see, if I was listing 400 or 500 things and using this method, you can do one-offs, by the way. It's just not it's not as blazing fast to do this over time. If I was doing 400 listings, 500 listings, what is that, 14 cents a listing, right? And, I think that's probably still worth it. I would much prefer to have a 500 listing plan at, $50 or something. I don't know. And it would make much more sense. But who knows? I can't control that. But what I can control is trying to give you the best advice I can give you. And I will talk more over time about who I think this is for and who I think it's not for. Not that you care what I think necessarily, but I have got so many questions about it. The accuracy of it, and it is way better than I thought. And it is getting better as well. So I can just say that for now. And I will have that link down there. It may change over time if I can get these folks to bend to my will for whatever reason. They know their business. This is set up to be very helpful in the short term. Once you learn the process and on into the future, I think this is not only the winner of now by a long margin for AI listing, but well into the future. I could be wrong. I just don't think I am in this case. I am thoroughly impressed. And if I'm considering, at least for the time, not listing on my phone as much, I will still do lots and singles and stuff. I'll still do all that on my phone. But changing the way I do things, changing that shed in there into batching bins so that I can pull out 100 hats at a time and take all the pictures and put it all into the same template and generate all the listings and then go on there. And even selecting the price, which I thought would be a no-go for me, because I'm like, I use 2 devices and whatever. That's all now implemented right there in the thing where you can just click over and see the solds and then click back and put the price in. It's not magic. It's as close to magic as you're going to get if you want to double, triple, quadruple your listings in less time. If you do the right things, but you have to do the right things. So that's my answer for now. That link will be down there. Use code Commonwealth. Go through that link. Use code Commonwealth. You can get $39.99, I think, for 1,000 listings. And stick with it. I know that they're set up to have quite a bit of customer support. That was a concern of mine as well. I'm like, people get over there because I told them to go over there, and then they don't get the support they need, because guess what? I need support. By the way, I don't have that up. I'm not going to do a tutorial video. I'm going to talk about this a little bit over the coming week. Josh Graff has one. He's got a few right there. You can go check out his channel. And it's a learning process for all these folks, and I appreciate them. And James over at formerly it's Hell for Stay. I think that's how you pronounce your name. He put out quite a few videos, and it is a process. And there's a lot of people using this that I've just seen their numbers, and I'm like, this is just mind-blowing to me. So that's it. I've been asked many, many times, and there it is. And I hope that most people take this the right way and search this out for yourself. And I'm so happy I can actually provide a link that gives a discount, at least for your first month, a huge discount. I will continue to work and advocate for more mom and pop folks with much less aggressive listing goals, even though your listing could be done in 1/10 of the time once you figure it out and do it all. That's the best I can do. Just trying to be as honest as I can, but I'm very sure that this is the direction that a portion of resellers should be going in right now, and you have a huge head start on so many people right now. And a lot of the things that I've said over the last few years, I think are ringing true right now. Those who stay in the game and stay malleable to some degree are going to reap huge benefits. And I'm seeing people's models change because of this stuff. And I'm going to try to keep my model the same as far as what I pick. But my listing processes, my storage processes, my sorting processes are going to change. And it's going to take me a while because I'm a very slow learner. And I also have to make sure that the internet can handle stuff around here. I'm waiting on this, finally, getting this high-speed stuff in here. And that's a slow process for me when we're bulk doing stuff. So it may be slower for me than it is for some of you. I have no doubt it will be. There will be some people who hit the ground running with this stuff and will just absolutely change everything. So, all right, I'm sure there's a lot of people upset with me, and that's okay. And a lot of people probably are happy that they have a direction that they can head in, or at least some clarity over a few things. There's quite a bit of stuff that I haven't covered. I will talk about. I'll probably make a video on the on the Garage Sale Nation channel and go over this in detail. And then in future videos on this channel, I'll just say, hey, if you're interested in this, go watch this video over there. But you can also check out Josh Graff's video and James's video, and I'm sure there'll be other folks as well that come out with videos. And I'm convinced that the people doing this are the right people doing it, and I trust them. So I'm excited about it. Use that link down below. No matter what, when you finally decide, say, oh, I remember that Commonwealth guy's got a link below, because I get a kickback. And I was not going to promote one of these unless I really thought it was the right thing for a lot of people to do. And I'm still not saying it's the right thing for everybody to do, because it isn't. But I'm comfortable with this and impressed with it. That's it. All right, I am kind of excited to get back to normal work in here. So it's been a nice break, and next video we'll go back to a normal one. Appreciate you stopping by, and I can't wait to see you next time.